Hey guys, it's time on Deep Junk. I'm gonna dig into this Hot Wheels pickup truck here. I believe they call this one the 56 Flashsider. Doesn't say Chevy on it, but you kind of get the idea. It looks like a 56 Chevy truck. This is gonna go along with the Three Blind Mice invitational. They have opened up their monthly deal where they build the same castings between Paul at Fat Guy Productions, Lee at Time Rider Wee Little Cars, and George over at Hodges Hot Wheels and Diecast. They've opened it up. They usually do one a month, the same casting, and they have now opened it up to the community. You can build 1 month, you can build right along with them and keep going, or not at all. Since it was this was the casting they chose for November, and I happened to have one, I thought, yeah, what the hell, let's give it a shot. This truck has got everything I hate about cars, everything I hate to see on cars, which is the odd-ass wheels, the graphics from the 90s, the lightning bolt, and whatever that little squiggly line is up there on the top. The casting has, let's go up here, and I have to move it around. Excuse me for shaking the camera around. A little dirt, and let's do it like this. Dirt and garbage back there. Looks like a casting line too, I can see in it. A casting line over that hood in the front end. I'm glad the paint's going to come off this one. This has got more orange peel than, well, the orange. Yeah, there's casting lines over those front fenders too, just back from the headlights over the fender. And, you know, I have had this truck since new. I bought it way back when. This thing, if I looked under it, I'd never noticed, is a four-wheel drive. You got the front and rear drive shafts. You see a transfer case there, and I guess these little square things with fins in them, that's supposed to be a transmission pan, I guess, but I'm not sure what the hell that is there. The drive shaft runs through it. Is that I really don't know what that is. Not a big fan of the truck after I got it because I'm a Chevy guy, but there's no interior in it. It's got chrome window. Those round turn signals on the front, although a 56 Chevy truck has round turn signals on it. I don't believe they're supposed to be that big. But what the hell, let's give it a shot. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, this is the time of the program where we're pop this thing apart, see what it's made out of, and then dump that body in the sauce and get the god-awful paint off of it. So let's see what our flash side has. Yeah, just what I suspected, no interior with the chrome windows in it, so this thing is just like the beer shelf on my refrigerator, empty. It's like school on Sunday, man, no class. Shoot. You got that, yeah. Just popped in there. So no real windows, no real interior. Goofy wheels, goofy paint. It must be Three Blind Mice. They didn't even get a good look at this one, or they'd have said, no way. There was no way. I was going to pick the truck, but there was no way. Alrighty guys, fresh out of the sauce. Wow, I see so much junk on this thing. Where do we start? Start at the front, I guess. Casting line over the fenders, over the hood in the front. Runs back up the fenders and back in the hood. Over the roof. And down that cover. Right down the backside. I started taking some of it out there. Backside of the cab. Yeah, right over the roof, down the backside of the cab, right over the bed cover. What I thought was dirt in the paint, well, that's mess there on the casting. And then right back to the tailgate, the bottom of the tailgate, I thought that was goofy paint. Well, that was goofy paint because it's over goofy casting. Looks like that was on a tree and was broken off at the bottom of the tailgate there. Let's see. Had the usual at the bottom. That one I already did, that rocker there. And some junk up around the wheel wells, probably around the windows, all the usual stuff. It's a good thing this is a monthly build and not coming up next week. I'll need a week to grind on this thing. Alrighty, about in the middle of body work on this one. Getting the casting lines out of it and getting the axle set down where we get a nice stance with this using these tires. It's looking pretty good so far. We'll keep at her. Alrighty folks, a good bit of the body work is done on the Flashsider, the 56 Chevrolet pickup, and I'm liking it. What I did was I ran through a couple grades of sandpaper on down, and there's one more that was like a sanding film, and then I use a green scuff pad to finalize it, and it's about the same thing as using steel wool or something. And then I clean the metal thoroughly to take a look at what I've got. So I will go over this one more time before I put paint on. I could do it now. That cleaner is good enough. It degreases it and cleans it real nice. It's what I usually, well, it's what I have been here for quite a while using before I primer or paint, so not too shabby. Okay, on the Chevy's chassis, we're going to mask off the bumpers. I got pretty close on this back one, but mask off the bumpers and the front bumper grill. Keep the chrome. Back here I've already taken off what was, I guess, supposed to be tailpipes and put a couple more on, something that looks better, and just black out the chassis. This kind of with those two big pans on whatever they're supposed to be, it kind of looks stupid, so we'll get it blacked out. And I've already got the channels cut for the axles and keep the chrome, and that's about it. Alrighty, we got our Flashsider with a little paint squirted on it. Details on the front, some lights and such. Not a whole lot to detail really, like on the truck. Got the door handles done. Of course, it's got that solid cover on it. These things, there's really not a whole lot to do. I mean, they had no, unless you're building a interior for it, because it had no interior, and the bed's closed up. That chrome piece that is supposed to be the glass, scuffed it up. We're gonna clean it up even a little bit more, paint that black and clear coat it and make it as shiny as possible. The chassis is done, chassis blacked. I'll have to get up in there and touch up around the bumpers. We'll do some black inside that grill. But back here for tailpipes, this the bottom here is flush with the bottom of the truck. So anything that I do for tailpipes is going to stick out and be seen. So I may have to take out a little material on the bottom, or you know, take some off the tubing and make it look like it's coming from up and under the truck, so it's not all the whole pipe is completely hanging out. And then I'd like to be able to run it out at some kind of an angle. I don't want it just shotgun straight out the back. I'm not really too hot on that look, but we'll see what happens. So alrighty, we'll just take a look at the pieces, parts before we slam this baby together. Not a whole lot to it without a interior in that. Our chassis is done, wheels are in, painted up. Got the glass there in gloss black, and the truck itself in paint. Everything's ready to go together for a reveal. Alrighty guys, our 56 Chevrolet and 56 Flashsider is all finished up. I tell you, when I first started this, well, and even when way back when I bought the truck new, I didn't really like it that much. The paint was goofy on it. It had goofy wheels. You know, it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't appealing to me, except that it was a 56 Chevy truck. And like the cars, the Tri-5 Chevy trucks I thought were good looking trucks. But until this build, I hadn't even looked at the truck, you know, in depth. I didn't even know that it was a four-wheel drive truck until I got it out for this build and started looking at it. So the way to go was a little larger wheel and tire. To get that to happen, I did have to cut the chassis up front and clearance it behind the bumper. So we've got those other wheels with the bead locks on them. The body had quite a good amount of casting lines over the front, up over the hood, the roof, and down back that bedside, or bed cover, I should say. So it was it had a lot of hand grinding and sanding on it. So like I said, we clearanced the front end for the tires, wheels and tires. The backs fit good. We just ground the chassis so that the axles would sit a little deeper and get it a little higher up in the air. Did paint that chassis, blacked it out. The exhaust pipes that I wanted to put on, it needed something back there, and I didn't, although I don't like the way the pipes shotgun straight out the back. On this truck, that's about what you could do. You could angle them out a little bit to the sides, but you'd probably be getting into a little bit more work. And the way that truck sits, this chassis up under here is flush with the bumper. So the best thing to do, and the easiest, was just to run them straight out the back. A little taillight detail back there. Darked out those windows. They were the chrome, so blacked them out and clear coated them. Pretty much a less is more kind of thing. The lights up front, blacked out behind the grill, got our front emblem there. The steps there by the step side, I left chrome up top, painted the undersides black. So it's and the more I look at it, the more I like it. It's just a good looking truck without stripes or flames, or, you know, and it's a 4x4. So this being a 4x4 would make it a napco conversion. And GMC, Chevrolet, they did not build a four-wheel drive truck back then. In fact, neither did Ford or Studebaker for that matter. So napco, Northwestern Auto Parts Company, they would do the front axles and the transfer case and stuff. Company was founded in Minneapolis, Minnesota around 1918. They built automotive parts, a lot of gearing, things like that. They were big in supplying parts for the war effort in World War II. As early as 1942, you get a four-wheel drive assembly, like I said, for Ford, GMC, Chevy, Studebaker, and the like. But it come with a price 56, with just truck is 56. In 1956, if you ordered the Power Pack, it's called, you could add another $995 to the price of the truck. So you're kicking it up from $1,500 to $2,700, almost $2,800, and that's a lot of dough in 1956 dollars. You know, after, I don't know if it was in 56 or just after 56, it became a regular RPO code from Chevrolet that you could go in and order it all through Chevrolet, but it still was a conversion, a napco parts conversion. It just had a GM RPO code on it, and I'm like I said, I'm digging it. It turned out pretty good. I dig the color. I had used in another truck that was sold, and then a car that I changed color on. So I finally got to use this color, and I think it looks good on the truck with the blacked out windows and stuff. And I can say that after not being happy, I'm pretty happy with it. I appreciate everyone for checking it out here on this Three Blind Mice Invitational. I hope to do more with these guys. We'll see what happens next month. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing and hitting the like button. And we'll see you guys in the next one.